Hello in TV land, it's your boy Freelancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking. And how are you all doing on this fine and wonderful and glorious Monday afternoon? I hope you're doing great and fine and wonderful and fantastic and all the other positive vibes that you could possibly have. Freelancer Joe, however, is not quite there. No doubt you're saying to yourself, Freelancer Joe, you're looking jacked. Thank you, but not quite as jacked as normal. Well, you'll excuse me while I go ahead and set things up. Well, unfortunately, Freelancer Joe may have overstepped his bounds when doing his training. And, he felt something that he really shouldn't have felt, and he is currently still feeling it right now. Yeah, now fortunately I did stop, at least that particular exercise, as soon as I felt what I felt. And stretching helped it a little bit, but, oh boy. Of all... It's a very poorly timed event for that to happen. And the ironic thing, of course, is that I didn't actually increase the weight from last week. Why? Because of the pending deviation in my schedule. I was like, well, I better not injure myself, so I should take it easy. And ironically enough, that clearly didn't happen. And even more ironically enough, last week I was coming off of the cold and I didn't manage to hurt myself. And today I'm perfectly fine, and yet I managed to apparently do something that I shouldn't have done. I'm hoping it's just a sprain. I think it's just a sprain. Like I said, the stretching helped it a little bit, but I'm definitely going to be feeling it tomorrow. Unfortunately, tomorrow is an off day for training, so I have that time to recover, but this is just poorly timed. Again, the pending deviation of the schedule, so at the risk of injury before that, and as well as there are things I need to get done before the deviation, and having limited mobility is not going to help that. Not going to help that at all. Now, I'm not sure. Well, I have a couple theories as to what's caused it. The two ones that kind of stick out to me today anyway are particularly that it is much colder. If you're in the Northeast, you probably know what I'm talking about. And maybe that kept the muscles a little stiffer than normal. Also, because it's colder, I had a harder time drinking as much fluids as I normally do, so I might also have been a little dehydrated, more dehydrated than normal. So my suspicion that those two did not help. That may have been the cause. This may just simply have been a Charlie horse. Now, my other thing that I'm just kind of throwing out there is that as my midsection tightens up and gets smaller, effectively I have a smaller base to kind of balance my upper body and to support the weight. And I'm guessing that might actually make it much more difficult for me to throw around the same numbers that I used to throwing around. Whereas I guess before, I'm kind of a giant tube, and now I'm more like that. So that might have been it. But then that's, that's me being a little generous to myself that I've tightened up so much that, at the end of the day, whatever the particular cause, I can simply say that I got sloppy. And that one's on me. And is it? No, let me see. Actually, yeah, I backed down once I resumed my training from the last break. I backed down on all the weights except for the squats because I thought I had that one well in hand. But this was squats that So you can particularly guess if it squats, it's either one of two things. It's either the knees or the back. Well, I've been muttering about my back for a few weeks now, so yeah, it was the back. Feels like a sprain on the lower right side. Ugh. Alright, what have we got here? We have the sidebar, but if you join me for yesterday's episode, you'll notice that I not only have live reload working in the sidebar, I also have the style sheet fix working. Well, it's not a fix. It was effectively a configuration item for my development environment. Let's go ahead and start it up so you can see. UI-templates sidebar. So basically, when my development server would come up, it would deploy my code and make it available. But I had a margin that was appearing on the outside. That is because my index.html page, which is static, was referencing a CSS style sheet, a cascading style sheet in a static file too. However, the development environment was not serving it up correctly. Well, the development environment was doing what I told it to do. I did not tell it to do the right thing. I'll be honest, the code does what the code's supposed to do, most of the time. It's usually what the developer tells the code to do. And as you can see now, in the sidebar, I no longer have that margin. So that's nice, that's good, and it's all checked in, and that's good. So where do we go from here? Well, now we can go backfill the other guys to get them all working. And the first one we're going to do pure. I think I showed you that I got it back up and running. I was taking credit for that. But I'll take even more credit for it because, hey, I'm deserving of all credit. All the credits I deserve. I should have a credit card for credits because I deserve it all. CD UI-template pure. A little slow there. Let's start it up. And to make things even better, normally I'd hit it with a cold compress. Oh, and I haven't told you this, but my apartment will be undergoing renovations next month. Basically, the entire complex, they've been upgrading all the apartments to the fancy stuff. And obviously they want to coordinate with people who are living in them before they do that, because it's fairly extensive. And they sent me an email, I'm going to say sometime late last year. Well, they had been bugging me for a while, and then they sent me an email late last year basically saying if I don't agree to get the renovations done sometime this year, they're kicking me out. They said it much nicer, but something to the effect of I will not be given the option to renew my lease. Anyway, so since I have a deviation in my schedule, I went ahead and agreed to get the renovations done when the deviation occurs. But as part of that, I have to clear out certain areas, so I was getting a head start, and one of them was clearing out the refrigerator. And what was in my refrigerator? My cold compresses. So what do I no longer have? My cold compresses. And I still have ice, I guess, and I still have some Ziploc bags. I guess I could do a bag of ice, a Ziploc bag ice. Alright, so as you can see, my pure template is now back up and running. As you can see, I still have that margin issue right there, and you can see it right there. And if we go to the container view, home view, let's bring up title plus live. Let's look at the code to see if it failed to compile. Oh, okay, that'll do it. That will do it. That's interesting. Okay. So I did compile. Let's see if it showed up. Okay, so we do have... Oh, wait just a minute. The live reload is working now. And this is the old configuration. So what you're telling me is that for the past couple of days, well, before the style sheet stuff, all the other time I had been doing the tech deck cleanup for the mornings, and the live reload wasn't working, and now it's working. I'm not going to say it's one of those days. It's just, it's not one of those days where everything goes wrong. It's just one of those days where it's like, of course. You ever have those days? It's like, oh, of course. Now it works. Of course. Now that happens. Of course. This is one of those days. Not one of those days where everything goes wrong. One of those days where it seems like everything you've done is wasted. There you go. Alright, be that as it may, live reload is working now for whatever reason. We're still going to go ahead and make it conform to what we had the other setup in the sidebar, because we want to have consistency. I don't want to have a lot of different things because it might stop working again for whatever reason. So let me see. What's not the install? I do not believe I had to change common, but we'll leave it up there just in case. Webpack dev. I don't think I had to touch package JSON because I didn't do the environment variable step. I don't need config. Let's see what's in the README. Shouldn't have anything in README. Okay. Alright, and in a sidebar template, so let's go ahead and take a look at Webpack Common just in case. Alright. So I did change something in Webpack Common. Okay, so first up, what did we change? We added the index to the entry points. Not sure what that address is, but hey. I don't believe we needed to have any rules. Let's double check this. No, we're not going to do that just yet. Alright, so that's fine. Webpack dev. This is where the change was, where we defined the dev server configuration. So we can replace this dev server block with the new dev server block. And basically we're telling it that it's going to serve it up at /, so localhost port 8080 /. We're going to tell it that this is where the static files are. And the reason that wasn't working before when I first put it in there was because I had a // source. So it actually went up one level above my root directory. Unfortunate. Watch content base is so that it also picks up if I change the static files, which is kind of good for the CSS, I suppose. Compress, something. Port 8080, I didn't really need to do that, but it says the default's 8080, but we'll leave it in there anyway. Again, consistency. So let's save all. Bring it back up. And other thing. As you can see here, I invoke path when specifying the content base, but path is not defined here. And here is where I go ahead and include that. Easy enough to forget. Da, 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 da. Try that again. So if you, how was your weekend? Good? Fine? Fantastic? Based on the number of people that showed up at work today, I think a lot of people are having a 3-day weekend. Oh yes, Freelancer Joe did show up at work. It's because he's that devoted to getting the job done. Actually, again, it's because of this deviation of my schedule. I'm trying to save the holiday hours, just in case I need it. But it was a nice, quiet day. And okay. So, as you can see, that dev server fix also included the CSS style fix, as our margins are now correct. And live is there, but let's see if the live thing, I was kind of hoping to do it in 2 parts. 1 is the live reload, and 2 was the style sheet, but looks like I did it both. So let's go ahead and remove live, and let's see if that gets rid of the live there. So let's see if it does a recompile. Did it recompile? Let's see, and yeah, bada boom, there we go. But that's not all of it, because I did not include in Webpack Common. I did a modification to the CSS rules. Alright, what do we have here? I tell it to use plugin loader, go up from the root. That's interesting. And then I tell it to use a CSS loader, go up from the root. That doesn't seem right. Whereas here, okay, no, that's fine. It seems to work. But then the plugin definition. Okay, so for the mini CSS extract plugin, I go ahead and tell it to chunk because smaller files are better. That's still there. But the optimization is different now. I'd have to go look at the plugin documentation to see what this does. I might actually be doing it wrong, to be honest. But my style sheet, the styles aren't that big. And I mean, it's only, what, 3 or 4? An argument could be made that I should be more careful about that. The argument could be made. Alright, so we're going to include that, and let's verify that it comes back up. Well, let's close this. I don't think I need setup. Right? I don't need home view anymore. So let's verify that that comes back up. Oh yeah, I was talking about work. But it was nice and quiet, mostly quiet. As it turns out, the few people that do occasionally show up on days like these are also some of the louder ones. Or maybe my expectation is that it'll be quieter. Hard to say. But I was still able to get some good stuff done. Very good stuff. A little dodgy on one thing, though. I'm not sure. It could be a minor thing, or it could be something very, very bad. I'm not sure. Alright, the template is up. We still have our margin. Let's see if the live reload should have left home open. Double check to verify that the live reload is working. One more time, just to be ultra safe. Alright, live reload is working. The style sheet fix is there. So I think we are good. We are very, very good. So our next step then is, of course, to go ahead and commit the changes. And again, the G, always the G. Oh yeah. Those of you with the eagle eyes, and I know everyone in my audience has the eagle eyes because you are the best of the best, will no doubt see that I'm drinking a Waterloos this week as opposed to, well, I mean, I still have my LaCroix, but these are just leftovers. As it turns out, the Waterloos were on sale this week. Just a buck less, but hey, a buck is a buck. Especially when you consider how much of this sparkling water that I drink. They both call, yeah, they're both referred to themselves as sparkling water. Naturally flavored sparkling water. Alright, so in theory we are checked in. But we're going to go ahead and verify. And that was pure. And we checked in a minute ago. Alright. So you feel like making a push for one more template? I feel like making the push for one more template. Let's go for parallax. Start it up to verify. I mean, I was thinking about maybe not doing going to another template because again, the back. Plus, I'm trying to pad out the schedule just a little bit. I don't want to have to switch to something that's kind of really involved the closer I get to the deviation of my schedule. But to be honest, now that I have the live reload and CSS thing working, I mean, it's not going to take that much longer. Let me see. Maybe at most 2 days, I think. If not, I mean, I could literally knock all of these out in less than an hour off camera if I really wanted to. All right, so okay, that's interesting. So we don't actually. Oh, there we go. So you don't see it here because this is a special library. Not special. It's a different library, and it actually kind of expands things. But you can see down here, this uses the static sheet, and it still has that margin issue. And let's go ahead and switch folders. To parallax. Be interesting to see if I run into that file handler issue. All right. So this is coming up. Nice and slow. Double check the camera and make sure I'm still showing up. Let's see if I have a title here. I probably don't. Navbar, parallax, H2, header label. Let's put live in here, see if live shows up. See if it works for this. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this is working too. Compile successfully. Thank you very much. Pop up, Mr. Firefox. Did you do a reload? Yes. I swear I wasn't doing that before. Alright, fine. Whatever. whatever. But for conformity's sake, we are going to modify Webpack Common and Webpack Dev. So for Webpack Common, we added the entry point, correct? We added the entry point. We did not change the rule. We did not change the plugin definition, but we did change the optimization. Let's replace this entire thing. And then under dev, we added the path import. And we changed the dev server definition. Well, really, we just added 4 attributes, one of which we didn't really need. We added 4? Yeah, we added 4. We changed 1. And, well, we know live is there. Alright, save all. Start it up again. Close this because we don't want that to refresh. Are we done with this? Yeah, we're done with this. So switch into this. Alright, let us verify that that style is there now. There we go. We don't have the margin issue. And double check that the live reload works. Did you compile? Compiled. And is live gone? Live is gone. Alright. You see, once you actually figure out the solution, getting the rest of it done is pretty easy. So we are going to get status. Do that again. And we'll just bang 441. And let's go to Git and double check to see if parallax got updated. I probably could have left that open. And it was updated. Oh no, I didn't push. See, that's why we check. It said updated just now, 37 seconds ago. Alright, so there we go. We got sidebar was done, we got pure done, and now we've got parallax done. So my templates are done. That leaves the client, my personal website, and my demo site. But we are about at the 30-minute mark, so I'm going to wrap this up for now and go throw some ice on my back. Cool kid words about liking and subscribing, commenting, and suggesting. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of this Monday, and that I hope you join me tomorrow, where we're going to go ahead and continue doing this. But until the next time you join me, I hope that you take care and God bless.